Hey, welcome to Mastering Data Analytics with Nair. So tell me something. Are you also confused about whether to become a data engineer, data analyst, or data scientist? Trust me, you're not alone in this. I get why it is confusing. These roles all sound similar, right? But honestly, they are pretty different. And each one has its own unique role when it comes to working with data. By the end of this video, you will have a good idea of what each one does and you will be able to figure out which one fits your skills and interests the best. Let me give you a fun example. Netflix. Ever wondered how Netflix always knows what to recommend to you? Or how they manage to handle data from millions of users like us? Well, here is the thing. There are three key roles that help make this happen. Data engineers, data analysts, and data scientists. I will break it down using Netflix to show you how each of these roles make your Netflix experience smoother and more personalized. Alright, let's jump in. Let's begin with the data engineer, the unsung hero who builds the system that make all data flow seamlessly. They are the professionals who are responsible for building the infrastructure that collects, stores, and manages all the data. Without them, none of the data could be collected or used in the first place. Imagine you are working as a data engineer for Netflix. Data engineers work on building the pipelines that move massive amount of data from one source to another. Every time you watch a show, Netflix collects data like what shows you are watching, when do you pause, which devices are you using, and even how long you watch a show before you skip to the next one, or at what time do you watch drama shows or comedy shows. As a data engineer, it is your responsibility to make sure all the data is stored efficiently and it moves seamlessly from one place to another. They create the tools and process that store and prepare data for analysis. Data engineers design and maintain what we call a data pipeline. Data pipelines automatically transfer data from one system to another, minimizing manual intervention and the potential for errors. These pipelines allow data to flow from the Netflix users to their databases in real time. For example, when you start watching a new show, the data engineer ensures that your watch data is captured and transferred to the database without any delays. That is the reason when you close the app and come back later to watch it, it allows you to continue from where you left the last time. The main responsibility of data engineer includes data extraction, data transformation, data storage, and data delivery. They extract data by pulling data from various sources, including databases, APIs, and other data streams to begin the data engineering workflow. They clean and structure the data to ensure it is accurate, consistent, and usable for analysis. They also utilize efficient and scalable storage systems to hold large volumes of data securely, enabling quick access and retrieval for the data analysts. They also make data accessible for analysis through various means such as dashboards, reports, or direct access to data warehouses. These are the tools which data engineers usually use. They use tools like Apache Kafka for streaming real-time data, ensuring that the data is processed as you interact with the app. They also work with ETL processes. This means they extract data from various sources, transform it into a clean, usable format, and then load it into a system where others can access it. They create pipelines using Python and SQL. They also work with data warehouses like Snowflake, Google BigQuery, Amazon Redshift, etc. A data engineer, they manage databases, both SQL and NoSQL. SQL databases store structured data, for example, your viewing history, and NoSQL databases, they handle unstructured data, say your user reviews or ratings. Data engineers often work with cloud platforms like AWS, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud. These platforms allow them to store massive amount of data efficiently, scale up when there is a lot of traffic, and ensure data is secure. Now, let's move on to the data analyst. Once all the data is collected and stored, it is the job of data analyst to understand what is happening right now. They turn raw data into actionable insights. As a data analyst, you pull data from the centralized database that has been cleaned and stored by the data engineers. Let's say Netflix wants to know how popular a specific genre, say comedy, is in India this month. The data analyst would start by querying the database to pull all the relevant data, like how many people are watching comedy shows, when they are watching, and how long they have been watching them. This step is the data preparation step. To get this data, the analyst use SQL, a programming language designed for managing databases. SQL helps them filter and aggregate large datasets quickly. For example, they might ask what percentage of viewers in India watch comedy shows last week. Once they gather and clean the data, data analysts then turn the raw data into clear visual reports. They might use Tableau, Power BI, or even Google Data Studio to create interactive dashboards or graphs that make it easy to spot the trends, such as the most popular shows, the most popular viewing hours, or the most popular genre, etc. Insights are then shared with the content team of Netflix, which help them make decisions. For example, if an analyst sees that a specific genre is growing in popularity, they might recommend that Netflix release similar content in that genre or feature it more prominently in the recommended page. So we can say data analysts help us understand what is happening now. So these are the tools which a data analyst usually use. They use tools like Tableau, Power BI, or even Google Data Studio to create interactive dashboards or graphs that make it easy to spot trends such as the most popular shows, the most active viewing hours, the most popular genres, etc. The analysts use SQL, a programming language designed for managing databases. SQL helps them filter and aggregate large datasets quickly. Data analysts also use user behavior analysis tools like Google Analytics or Mixpanel to track user behavior and identify patterns such as which show has the highest drop-off rates. When I say drop-off rates, I mean when people stop watching a show after watching for a few minutes. This can lead to suggestions on improving user engagement or modifying show recommendations. Finally, we have the data scientist, the one who takes data and turns it into future predictions. If the job of data analyst is to analyze past data and inform what is happening now, the job of a data scientist is to predict what happens next. And this is where things get really exciting. The data scientists are the experts who predict what you will like in the future and build the algorithms that personalize your Netflix experience. One of the most important tasks of a data scientist is creating the recommendation system. Here, in our use case, Netflix uses machine learning to analyze the shows you have watched and then it predicts what other contents you might enjoy. For example, let's say you work for Netflix and you are tasked with improving the user experience by recommending new shows or movies. Users are watching movies or shows every day, correct? And Netflix needs to understand what shows or movies to recommend next based on their past watch history. As a data scientist, you will build a machine learning model that uses past data to predict what a user might like to watch in the future. You will use historical data such as movies or shows played, genres, skipped shows or movies, and user interactions. Here is how the data scientists go about it. The first step is the data pre-processing step. Here, the data scientists clean and transform the raw data. Raw data in the sense movies or shows, user behaviors, etc. They turn it into a format that can be used for machine learning. The next step is feature engineering. Here you might create features like average watch duration, skipped content count, or even time of the day when a user is watching the shows or movies. The third step is model building. Using Python and machine learning libraries like scikit-learn, TensorFlow, or XGBoost, you build a recommendation system, a model that can predict which movie or show the user will enjoy next. And the final step is evaluation and tuning. You test the model's accuracy by checking how well it predicts shows that users end up watching too. You fine tune it by adjusting parameters until you have a highly accurate recommendation engine. So the outcome here is like once this model is deployed, your model helps Netflix recommend the next content to users with 95% accuracy, resulting in longer watch hours, higher user satisfaction, and an increase in premium subscriptions. These algorithms are powered by data from millions of users and they are constantly being refined to improve recommendations. For example, if you watched a lot of drama shows in the evening, Netflix might recommend other dramas during similar times. Data scientists, they also run A/B tests to compare the performance of different algorithms. For instance, they might test two versions of the recommendation system, one that suggests movies based on genre and the other based on the actors you like, and they measure which one leads to more user engagement. They also use metrics like click through rate, user engagement, and watch time to see if their models are working as expected. If the new algorithm doesn't increase user engagement, they tweak it, retrain it, and test it again. As a data scientist, you are the one who apply advanced statistical models and machine learning algorithms to solve complex business problems and predict future outcomes. You need strong skills like Python, R, and framework like TensorFlow, as well as solid understanding of statistics and machine learning. You need to understand SQL as well. So, how do all these three roles work together at Netflix? Let's break it down. Data engineer. Data engineer builds the infrastructure to collect, store, and move data efficiently. They use tools like Apache Kafka, AWS, and SQL to ensure the data is clean, secure, and accessible. The next comes data analyst. They analyze current data to understand what is happening right now. They use tools like SQL, Tableau, and Power BI to generate insights and visualizations. They help Netflix to understand user behaviors and improve content strategies. The third one are the data scientists. They build model to predict what users will like next. They use Python, Tensor, and scikit-learn to create recommendation systems and machine learning algorithms. They run tests to improve algorithms' performance and increase user engagement. Let's tie everything together with a real life example. Every time you open Netflix, you see a list of recommended shows like top picks for you. But how does Netflix know what to recommend? And mind you, these recommendations are personal recommendations and they vary from user to user. So this is achieved with the help of data scientists, data analysts, and data engineers. The data scientists, they build the recommendation algorithm based on data like your viewing history, preferences, and even patterns from similar users. They create machine learning models that analyze past behavior and predict what you might enjoy next. Once these recommendations are live, data analysts they track how well the algorithm is performing. They look at metrics like how often user click on the recommended shows, how long they watch them, and if they engage with other content. For example, if they see a particular recommendation is not driving user engagement, they will communicate that to the data scientist for refinement. Behind the scenes, data engineers are the ones making sure the entire system works smoothly. They ensure that as you interact with the Netflix, watching shows, pausing, or scrolling through options, data is being captured in real time and stored correctly. Without this infrastructure, the recommendation wouldn't even exist. So now let's have a quick recap. The data engineer ensured that Netflix could collect and store all your viewing habits, interactions, and preferences in an organized way. The data analysts they monitored how well these recommendations are performing and provided insights to improve user engagement, ensuring you don't see irrelevant contents. The data scientists constantly fine tune the recommendation algorithm using machine learning to predict your next show based on thousands of data points. In summary, the world of data is vast, and each of these roles play a crucial part in ensuring Netflix deliver a personalized, seamless experience for you. Data engineers build and maintain the systems to collect and manage data efficiently. Data analysts, in turn, they dive into that data, understand the trends, and help Netflix make informed decisions. Data scientists use the data to create predictive model like the recommendation system that powers your personalized content feed. I hope this video helped you understand how data engineers, analysts, and scientists contribute to the success of Netflix. We can have similar use cases for other streaming platforms, food delivery apps, and online shopping portals, etc. If you find this session helpful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. Also, comment below which role do you prefer. See you in the next video. Thank you.